They spoke. Sita told Hanuman her plight, and Hanuman told Sita about Ram's plight. He just sits on a mountain like a hermit, chanting your name, Sita, remembering you in such deep separation, having no idea where you are. See, mosquitoes and insects are on his back, he doesn't even care. He's so immersed, engrossed 24 hours a day only in you. He doesn't care to eat, sleep. When Sita heard this from Hanuman, she was simultaneously full of joy and full of sorrow. Joy that she's reconnected with Hanuman, and soon he will find who he is, and he will come rescue her. Remembering her joy, he was suffering so much, was breaking her heart. Hanuman said, please give me something that I can present to Ram on your behalf. Sita said, I will give you something in the form of a message. There's a story that no one in this entire world knows except Ram and me. When we were living together in Chitrakoot, one day of the we're sitting on a rock, enjoying the beautiful forest, hearing the hymns, the Vedic hymns, and the singing. And I was telling Ram that this is more beautiful than Ayodhya. What a blessing to be living in the forest with you in Chitrakoot. At that time, a crow, the sun angel, he took the form of a deer, and right before Ram, this picked up one blade of grass, invoked Brahma, threw it at the crow. It was blade grass. The crow flew away, went all around the world, went to the various abodes of the heavenly planets, but nobody blade of grass. Complete shelter. And Ram gave shelter. He said, I cannot release a weapon without it not doing something. So painlessly, he took out one of the crow's eyes. And the Lord stated that anyone who takes shelter of me with a sincere heart, whatever they have done, I must protect them and give them shelter. Story, and it will bring great happiness to his heart. Then Sita reached into her cloth, her soiled white cloth, and she took out a dazzling yellow jewel. She put it to her forehead and to her heart, presented it to Hanuman. Ram will remember this jewel. Please give it to him. Hanumanji and said, Sita, why wait? Every day, Chandra in Kishkinda Kshetra. Over the ocean to get here. Now he was only this big. Sita was over twice her size. He was just a little Hanuman. She said, little monkey, how am I going to fit on your back? I'm bigger than you. Nobody ever questioned Hanuman's prowess like this. Before Sita's eyes, Hanuman expanded himself bigger, 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 till he was giant. And he looked at Sita, and now he was roaring. He said, you see my prowess, you see my size. Come on, I will take you across the ocean. Sita said, there's many reasons I cannot come. One is when you're flying over the ocean, you're going to be going so fast and the wind's going to be so much. How am I going to hold on? I'll fly off and fall in the ocean to be devoured by the whales and the timingillifish and the aquatic monsters. And besides that, if you're flying me with me on your back, the Rakshasas will see you, and all Ravana's attack me on your back. And besides that, I have vowed never to touch another man except my beloved Ram. But most important, for Ram's fame forever, it is necessary for him to come and conquer Ravana. Therefore, go back and send him my love and these gifts and tell him no longer I could survive in his separation. Please come soon. Hanuman went back into his little monkey size and bowed his head to Sita. He left her and decided he wanted to do extra service. He wanted to see the power of Ravana's forces. He wanted to see what was going on more detailed in Sri Lanka. And most of all, he wanted to meet Ravana face to face and reveal his heart. So Hanuman started ripping trees right out of their roots and throwing them. This was Ravana's favorite garden. And he was very attached to it. Ripping. And there were very beautiful little sitting places that he was demolishing with his fists. And the Rakshashi women, they heard all this. And they reported it to Ravana, that there's this monkey in your garden who's creating havoc. Ravana sent some soldiers to kill the monkey. But Hanuman effortlessly did away with them. When he heard this, Ravana sent 80,000 Rakshasa soldiers to meet Hanuman. And Hanuman was at the gate of Ashokavan. And there was a iron fence And he took one of the irons out, big piece of iron like a rod, and he assumed a bigger size. It was round. Come and get. And with that rod, within minutes, he annihilated all the 80,000 soldiers. This came back to Ravana. He was really angry. By this time, Hanuman climbed to a beautiful temple made out of ivory and gold and jewels. It was one of Ravana's favorite places. Hanuman, there was nothing left. But Ravana heard this. He sent Jambuva, one of his most powerful generals, with an army. Hanuman slayed him. This was becoming very serious. He was sending, and the report was coming. They're all dead. Ravana called upon his own son, Prince Akshay, who was undefeatable, incredible, trained by Ravana. Prince Akshay attacked. It was a great fight. He was shooting arrows that were covering Hanuman's body, causing him to bleed. And Hanuman started fighting against him, and wherever Hanuman went, he kept covering him from head to his feet with arrows. He was tormented. They were both fighting in the sky. Hanuman decided, this is enough of this demon. He grabbed Prince Akshay by the legs, whirled him around, kicked him to the ground. Hanuman ki jai. Akshay, all his limbs were disjointed, his head was cracked. Ravana was struck with heartbreak and fury and sent his eldest son, the undefeatable conqueror of Indra, Indrajit. It was a formidable battle. Indrajit had a Brahmastra that was predominated by a serpent, a naga. He let, in the course of the battle, he let that loose because Ravana wanted Hanuman captured alive. So Hanuman was thinking, let me be voluntarily defeated by this snake rope. Because Hanuman had a blessing that none of these snake ropes could have effect over him more than an hour or two. So Hanuman was tied up and fell to the ground. The Rakshasas beat him, kicked him, and dragged him to the court of Ravana. Ravana scolded him. And all these great Rakshasa generals were surrounding Hanuman. It's a very fearsome scene. And Hanuman looked right up at Ravana, face to face, tied with ropes. And he told Ravana, you are a coward. Why didn't you face Rama? Why you had to stand like a what belongs to a great lion. I am just one little monkey, and you see what havoc I have caused? There are tens and millions of monkeys stronger than me, and beyond them is the Supreme Lord, the all-powerful Ram, and give back Sita, or you will family. Ravana could not tolerate this. Vibhishan, the younger brother of Ravana, said, according to the Kshatriya codes, you cannot kill the messenger of your enemy. He's just giving you his message. You can beat him, but you can't kill him. Ravana said, proud and attached to their tails, tail on fire. Through the streets of Sri Lanka to humiliate and suddenly he will be mutilated and killed and escapes. They took cloth and wrapped large quantities of cloth around his tail and soaked it in oil and lit it on fire. Brought streets, beating him. Hanuman was just looking around, seeing what Lanka's all about. Meanwhile, Srijata and Sharama, the wife and daughter of Vibhishan, they were Sita's dear friends. They told her what was happening. And Sita was thinking that my little Hanuman, his tail is on fire. With tears of love in her eyes, she prayed to Agni, the god presiding over fire. Please do not give Hanuman any pain. Let on his tail feel cool and refreshing. Hanuman could feel this blazing fire on his tail, and it felt really cool. He immediately understood that this must be the prayers of Sita. Then he reduced himself in size and slipped right out of the ropes around him and jumped out of the building. Now a devotee, any situation, sees how I can best serve Krishna in this situation. So his tail's on fire. Instead of thinking, oh, how horrible, my tail is on fire, he was thinking, I can use this fire for Ram's service. So he just touched his tail to the building, and the whole building went on fire. He jumped the building and went to the next. There were hundreds and hundreds of buildings Rakshas were burning alive of windows, screaming, horrible pain. It was terror in a very good way. And it was with the fire that Ravana himself set on his tail. This is a principle of Dharma. When we do something against someone who is dear to the Lord, that very thing we do will undo us. There are many stories in the scriptures of when doesn't kill you. When we cause harm to anyone, there's laws of karma. For every action, there is an equal reaction. Either in this life or in another life, any pain we cause to others, through our words or through our actions, it's going to come back and burn. That is the law. And from another of a devotee, relation is always thinking how to use it for Krishna. Soon, a portion of the city of Sri Lanka was blazing. And Hanuman was watching it all. Then he went on top of a mountain and screamed out, said, Ram, the people back. And he jumped in the ocean for a moment, put out his tail, and leaped back, climbed to the top of a mountain, and sailed across the ocean. Meanwhile, Angada and the others were all on the shore, waiting anxiously. They didn't know what to expect. Hanuman went alone. Did he cross the ocean? Live through seeing Sita? Did he find Sita? Could he possibly live after visiting the kingdom of Ravana as an enemy? Suddenly they saw in the sky the form of Hanuman roaring the names of Sri Ram. And they were jumping. They knew his voice, it was so blissful. They knew he was victorious. He had fulfilled his mission. They were jumping and celebrating, and when Hanuman came down, they all went and embraced him. And he told the whole story to Angada and all of his colleagues. Angada said, now that we know everything, let's go. I'm ready. Let's bring Sita back. Hanuman said, no, she wants only Ram to bring her back. They went back to Kishkinda, to Sugriva's favorite forest called Madhuban, where there were fragrant flowers and luscious fruits. And Sugriva was really attached to that forest. And they were having a victory celebration there. They were tearing down the trees and tearing down the fruits, and there were beehives, and they were sucking all the honey out of the beehives and then making the wax into balls and throwing them around. And the one monkey who was a Vanara, who was in charge of taking care of the forest, tried to stop them, and they beat him up. So he ran and told Sugriva, these Angada, they're destroying your forest. We have to do something about it. Sugriva said, if they're in such a happy mood, go and tell them to come to meet Ram and myself. So he went back and begged forgiveness and said, Sugriva's very happy. He wants you to come. And along with Sugriva, they went to the top of the mountain called Prashavana or Malyavanta, where Ram was residing. Ram was so eager to hear. Hanumanji told him the whole story. Ram, with tears in his eyes and his heart melting with gratitude, listened to everything. Hanuman told him the message of Sita, every single word she said. And then he told Ram all about his meeting with Ravana and his burning the city. He gave Ram the yellow jewel that Sita presented. When Ram saw that jewel and held it to his hand and then pressed his heart, tears of love, he said to Hanuman, Ram was overcome with emotion. Hanuman, there is no devotee so pure and so great as yourself. What Sita said is true. How is it possible for anyone to cross over that ocean? How is it possible to fight and survive? But you did it all for me, out of love. Only Garuda or Vibhishan would have possibly done it. And you. Hanuman, you have gone of duty. Your surrender, your willing to take all risk has conquered my heart. When someone comes to give such good news, it is our duty to reward them profusely. But I'm living in exile in the forest. I have nothing to give you. All I have, Hanuman, is my profuse gratitude and my infinite love in the form of my embrace. Ramchandra, from his heart of heart, he put his arms around Hanuman and pressed Hanuman intimately to his own heart. All I have to give you is my loving embrace. Hanuman considered this the supreme fortune. Nadanam najanam sundarim kavitam vamaye mama janamani janmanishwari bhavatad bhakti rohaita ki tvayi. Lord Chaitanya taught us this principle. I do not want wealth or the beautiful company of the opposite sex, nor do I don't even want liberation from suffering. I only want one thing. Let me be your servant, birth after birth after birth. We were speaking yesterday, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. One of his instructions to all is our supreme aspiration in life should be to become the dust at the feet of Rup and Raghunath Das Goswami. That means to see the greatest honor, the greatest privilege, and the greatest goals to be the servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord's devotees. In that embrace, Sri Ramchandra awarded Hanuman the ultimate elevated position of the servant of the Lord. Haritoshanam. The supreme perfection is according to how we please Krishna, the Supreme Lord. Hanuman conquered Ramchandra's heart. This is the power of devotion. When the gopis of Vrindavan, simple ladies, girls, left their homes in the night, hearing the call of Krishna's divine flute. They took all risks and renounced everything to give Krishna pleasure. In the same spirit, on the deepest level, and chanting Vedic hymns to empower Ravana and bring about auspiciousness. Vibhishan then entered into Ravana's personal chambers. He had a private meeting with him. He said, I am your brother. Trust me. I love you. I love our race. I stood beside you all years through all ever since there has been the most inauspicious omens. When the Brahmins tried to do their fire yagyas, fire doesn't come out, only sparks. The wood doesn't even burn. And all around, throughout Sri Lanka, we hear the brain, the viewing, the crows, and at night there's inauspicious constellations and shooting stars. In the day, there's a dark halo around the sun. Don't you see it? Every day, Sita to Ram and live. Otherwise, everyone will die. Please hear from me. Ram disturbed. He said, say single-handed me. I one. Vibhishan was devastated. There was nothing else he could do, but still he was going to try. A magnificent chariot. Should I continue? Should I continue? Sorry. And he called his war. They all got charged to the assembly hall. Ravana looked at all of them and said, I have to tell you, my heart is totally captivated by the beauty of Sita. I love anything. I cannot give her up. It is not a choice. It is impossible for me. Then Ravana told a big lie to them. He said, Sita promised me that if I make her within 1 year, agree to be mine. They are assembling. We must fight them. There will be war. Now tell me what you think. Kumbhakarna stood up. You can imagine the size of this assembly hall. Kumbhakarna stood up. He said, you what's done is done. By fortune, you have a brother like me. We will personally eat the flesh and drink the blood of Ram, Lakshman, and all these monkeys. Have no fear. Kumbhakarna could sense the power of Ram. He had wisdom. But he was speaking what he was supposed to speak before Ravana. After that, how they were going to conquer them. Mahaparshva, with a loud voice, said to Ravana, "Why don't you just by force? Why all abilities? You are 5 times more powerful than her. Each of your 10 has more than 10,000. She's just a beautiful little girl. Enjoy." Ravana heard this and said, "Today I must reveal to you a secret that I have not told anyone ever before. The Apsara woman, Ramba, infatuated my senses. But she would have nothing to do with me. I chased and thoroughly enjoyed her. Hysterically Vera, and then they went to Lord Brahma. Malakuvera was so devastated by my misdeed that he cursed me, that if I ever try to destroy a woman without independent consent, then my head would break into 100 pieces and die. And Lord Brahma, who is the bestower, makes me so powerful. Therefore, I cannot take her by force. She has to submit to me. And she will never, as long as she has the false hope, Ram will save her. After that, Indrajit and all the others, they were actually proud of Ravana. After hearing that, we fight and win for you. Vibhishan stood up and tried again.